What's up, guys? This is Crystal and KT reporting for America's Best Dance Crew Week 3. We had a Kung Fu night on America's Best Martial Arts, excuse me, and Kung Fu was one of them. But overall, before you get into the dances, I don't know, like, I wasn't a huge fan of the challenge because not being a martial art expert by any means, a lot of it just felt the same to me. I wasn't really impressed.
Yeah, also there were some of the challenges where I feel like you didn't even notice the martial arts. So, well, we'll get into that once we talk about all the
first crew safe was a surprise.
Very surprised.
Afro Budokai was the first one to be safe, and they had a very good dance last week, but I think overall everybody was really surprised that they were the first one safe.
I definitely think they're one of the weaker crews just in terms of like smoothness and cleanness, but they do have the hook of being, you know, salsa, Latin mixed with hip hop, so I guess that's working in their favor. Yeah,
they had a Brazilian martial arts that, again, just wasn't very impressive overall. Shane Sparks was very harsh on them.
Yeah, the judges were pretty harsh. I also thought it was really interesting that the one Latin crew got the one style of one Latin style of martial arts.
So we'll see if they're in the bottom next week. Hopefully, they are. We Are Heroes. The all-girl group was next. They had karate, and again, just not a very impressive performance at all, I thought.
I feel like the only move of note was the flying fist move, which was the challenge, so that's props to them. Yeah. But before then, it was just kind of sloppy. It didn't really seem all that well put together for me.
So yeah, they were the first two. Vogue Evolution was next. They did Kung Fu, and they had an interesting theme. It was kind of cool. The lady with the tiger. But again, overall, there wasn't much Kung Fu in it at all. They had a funny part where they were like
tiger hand move, and like other than that, there wasn't really any karate. And the way they put it in, it didn't really feel like karate.
Just wasn't very impressive overall. I didn't think. Massive Monkeys was next. One of our favorite crews, the B-Boys. They had extreme martial arts. It was really cool, except for the fact that they had hyped up the 540 kick that it seemed like they were all going to do, and in the end, the guy who did martial arts in the beginning, he was the one that did a 540 kick, so I was a little disappointed about that.
Yeah, I feel like because of this challenge, even though they were like, they had the different martial art type thrust upon them, they were able to pick a certain move within each type. And since they could pick it, I feel they should have picked something they could actually pull off with all of them, rather than just have one guy be the focus.
But overall, it was still very entertaining.
It was pretty amazing.
The last safe group, another bit of a surprise, was Beat Your Feet Kings, who did Taekwondo. But I actually like this performance. They're really hit or miss. They've had some bad performances and they had some really good ones. This was a funny one. There was a guy, one of the guys kind of getting picked on throughout most of the thing, and at the end he had a really funny thing where he knocked everybody out. So it was really entertaining. I like that one.
Yeah, they were really smooth and well rehearsed, you could tell. And like I feel like this was the best they've been since their sudden death routine that saved them for the first week. Yeah. I think they just need to bring a better level of consistency from now on, because they have these really great routines like tonight, and then they also have the ones that are so sloppy and just like.
So the bottom two was a pretty big surprise. Rhythm City and Southern Movement, two of our favorite groups. Yeah. Before we get into it, I have to say that throughout this season, there hasn't been a great performance, I thought. There really hadn't been. Massive Monkeys had a good first week. There's been great moments, but there hasn't been an up-and-down fantastic routine like there was almost every week last year. This year, it just happened with Rhythm City. That routine was one of the most amazing things I've seen. They had to do Muay Thai.
Yeah, Muay Thai, it's Thai boxing.
Yeah, and they were together the whole time. There was a guy who did like a backflip and landed on his elbows or something like that.
I love the isolations they had and the elbow move.
Yeah, and the sick move.
Kill Bill storyline kind of with the yellow jumpsuit.
And the sick move where a guy stood in the middle and two guys went and they
kicked and flipped
off him. Oh my god, it was amazing. That was so sick, fantastic. And Southern Movement had a great performance as well. They
had the hardest challenge.
They had to incorporate a stick, a weapon, and it was really cool. They went to their southern roots. They had hay in there, and like they pretended like the sticks were like the rakes that that were stuck in the hay.
I love the song choice because it fit again with the whole southern hip hop thing.
It was great. Both the best two performances of the night. I completely agree with the judges for sure.
And it just sucks that they didn't get enough votes to be safe.
One of them had to go home, and it was Southern Movement. I wanted to see them stick around for a while. I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were one of my favorites. I called it in the first week that I thought they could go all the way if they found if they could get their niche to spread to the mainstream, and I guess it just didn't happen.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see, but I mean, I think the crews really need to start as as Little Mom would say, bringing it, because there haven't been very many great performances this year.
That is very true.
Rhythm City has been great. Massive Monkeys started off really hot. The last couple of weeks, they set the bar too high, I think.
Yeah.
And again, I mentioned this last week. I don't know about the challenges, whether they're going to be able to adapt to it. It'll be interesting to see. They had in the end, where everybody's dancing for themselves, this guy did a crazy thing where he flipped and landed on his shoulder. That's what I want to see in the challenges. I need to see stuff like that. So hopefully they can bring their game, and some BEP Kings can stay consistent. Alfred Burkheiser can get out of here, that kind of thing. So any last thoughts, Crystal, for the week?
I'm just wondering who you think's going to get the bottom votes next week.
Next week, I think Alfred Burkheiser is going to be in the bottom, and I don't know the last one. We Are Heroes, I think, was pretty weak, but they seem to have a good fan following.
Because they're the all-girl group, so...
I think maybe Vogue Evolution might be in there. I'd be pretty surprised if Rhythm City was in there again after this last week. So we'll see how it goes. But, yeah. So thank you for watching, guys, and until next week, have a good one.
Bye.